This is episode 43 of the Online Playmaker Sessions with young online affiliate marketer and funnel expert, Landon Stewart.
Welcome to the Online Playmaker Sessions. This is the place for the latest what's working now strategies from the best online playmakers, the top marketers, the rising stars who are making it happen right now. Every week, you'll get real actionable lessons that you can take and apply immediately in your business, delivered in short 20-minute sessions. Our focus is your results. Here's your host, entrepreneur, world-class trainer, and marketing strategist, Norbert Orlowitz.
Hello, online playmakers. If this is your first time tuning into the Playmaker Sessions, thank you for choosing us, and don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, and if you prefer video, our YouTube channel at onlineprofitplaybook.tv. As with all of our episodes, we have all the show notes, transcripts, and actionable tips over on the blog. Just head over to www.onlineprofitplaybook.com. You'll also be able to get access to my complimentary 5-video tutorial series on building the proper foundation for your online business, as well as several other free trainings, including my Instant Income Multiplier tutorial. And if you're ready to multiply your results fast, check out the premium membership of our Online Profit Playbook, where our guests open up their closely guarded playbooks and walk you step by step through the exact marketing funnels and sales process they use to build their audience, grow their influence, and make sales. Get the coveted Online Profit Playbook today. Just head over to onlineprofitplaybook.com and join the Playmakers. Landon got his first taste of entrepreneurship as a 19-year-old kid when he dropped out of college to start a network marketing business. His youthful ambition and excitement was short-lived when the struggle and challenges of building the business set in. At 22, while his friends were graduating college and getting jobs, Landon was a college dropout, living with his mom with tens of thousands of dollars in credit card debt. But everything changed for Landon when he found his mentor and he began developing his skills in copywriting, influence, and communication. The next year, Landon had his first 6-figure income year as an internet marketer. Since then, Landon has been able to travel the world, speak at internet marketing events, sell hundreds of thousands of dollars of products online, and create sales funnels that have made as much as $120,000 in just 30 days. Landon is passionate about training other entrepreneurs to harness the internet to become a full-time lifestylepreneur. This week's online playmaker, Landon Stewart. All right, welcome back, everybody. Episode 43 of the Online Playmaker Sessions. This is Norbert Orlowitz, and I'm very excited to bring to you from Arizona, the young Landon Stewart. How you doing,
Hey,
Landon?
what's going on? I'm super excited to be on here, Norbert. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome, man. It's a pleasure. You know, I've seen you online for the last couple of years, just kind of exploding your business. Doing some pretty amazing webinars that you've been holding. Just seeing your presence grow and your online marketing really take off. And I'm really excited because I don't know that much about your business. I'm really excited to bring you on here and kind of learn more about what's been going on in your business the last few years. So I'm excited. So I'm going to just jump right in here. We're going to put you on the spot here, Landon, but let's go back. Let's go back to the beginnings. You got to share with us the story, how you got started, how you got involved in this industry, what got you into this industry. Take us back to the beginnings here real quick.
Absolutely. Yeah. So when I was in high school, I had a teacher. His name was Mr. Gear. I was probably 16 or 17. And he was telling the class a story about how he had a friend who was making a full-time income selling stuff on eBay. And that was really the first time I'd ever heard that there was another way outside of having a full-time job, outside of going to college and this normal path. And so I heard that and I was like, I went to my homie Curtis and I was like, bro, we're going to be rich. Like, we're not going to have jobs, dude. We're going to go sell stuff on eBay. So that's kind of what started the entire entrepreneurial journey for me. We started selling stuff on eBay. That didn't go very well. We didn't make very much money. And then when I graduated high school, I found the network marketing industry. So I was a freshman in college. My mom had just been laid off from her job. And so there was kind of a lot of uncertainty in the family. And I was kind of like, I want to find a way to do something different here. I want to find a way to do something. So I ended up dropping out of college to start a network marketing business. So you can tell like the entire family's thrilled, you know, the cousins are going to be doctors and lawyers, and I'm going to go do MLM. And so that's where everything started. And then I struggled in that for a long time too. And it's crazy because MLSP is actually what got me started as an internet marketer. Back in 2010, I think, probably a few months after you launched, I saw that. And I was like, wow, like I can build this without having to talk to friends and family, without like doing all these painful things. This is amazing. And so that's kind of how I got started on the internet marketing path.
That's awesome. So, okay, so a little bit of struggle you're sharing with us here. You get into entrepreneurship, which is amazing. You know, I'm always inspired by young people who get inspired by entrepreneurship early on. I've had a few young people here on the show and seen them do amazing things. Now, how old are you right now, Landon?
I'm 25 now.
25 now. So it's been a few years since those initial beginnings. You struggle with network marketing. And I know for myself, I struggled a lot with network marketing. I had no success doing it the traditional way. But I have to say that I developed a lot of skills. What kind of things did you get out of your experience in network marketing?
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest things was just learning how to get out of my comfort zone, learning how to push through pain, almost learning how to persevere. Like, for example, back in 2012, the first sort of success that I had as an internet marketer, I had this blog that I took in about 6 months from 0 to 1,000 visitors a day. And I started getting 15, 20 leads a day. Then it was the first time I ever started making money. I started getting sales. My business was finally going. And then after a month or two of that, Panda came out back in 2012. And one morning I woke up, and I used to have like 300-400 visitors by the time I woke up in the morning. One morning I woke up and had like 5. And so, and I was just like, and so which like hit me in the heart. But network marketing taught me really just how to persevere through that and continue going. And so that's one of the biggest things that I got from that.
So let me ask you then, you jump online, MLSP, one of your starting points there that brought you online. Tell me a little bit about the struggles. I mean, you're a young kid, obviously probably more tech savvy, I'm going to assume, than the average person. You know, as a young person, you kind of have that advantage because you grow up a little bit more with technology. What kind of challenges did you face coming onto the internet? Because I know when you first see it, you know, and you've been struggling in network marketing, then you see the opportunity online and your eyes open wide and you're like, oh my God, now I'm going to be rich. Now this is it.
Yeah, I've had a lot of those moments in my life where it's like, now I found the secret. Yeah. I think the biggest problem that I had for a long time, even because MLSP was an amazing training platform, like I learned so much from the system. I think my biggest problem early on was kind of a lack of consistency. And it wasn't like a lack of work ethic consistency. I would always work hard. It was more so like with strategy. So it was like, for a couple of weeks, I'm going to talk to people on MySpace, I think was a hot thing back then. And then it was like, no, I'm going to talk to people on Facebook. No, I'm going to go do YouTube videos. No, I'm going to go do Google PPC. And there's like so many different ways to be an internet marketer. There's a million things to do. And you see that nowadays too with, now it's not just even like affiliate marketing online. You can do Shopify and Amazon. And there's so much opportunity that it was like, this is the new best thing. And so I just didn't focus, if that makes sense.
That makes total sense. That's one of the main things that I work on with clients myself right now is getting them focused, getting them streamlined, getting them to eliminate all of these ideas that they have. Because just like you said, I mean, there is just a wealth of opportunity to make money online. It's incredible. Okay, you gave us a little bit of a clue, but I want to go back to it because I want to make sure that people pick this up here. I want to talk about your breakthrough. So we've talked about your struggles here, some of the mistakes that you made, but let's talk about some of the breakthroughs. Share with us one of the breakthroughs with online marketing that you had. And what I'm interested in is if you can think about what activities did you actually start doing in your business that helped you to finally generate leads and create sales?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've had a few really big like turning point breakthroughs. I think one of my big ones was back in 2012 when I realized that it wasn't that the people that were like making it big weren't really just focused on a specific strategy, but it was more so the overall skill set behind it. So I really started focus on copywriting because I was like, if I can master copy, then I can do YouTube videos and they'll work. I could do a Facebook ad and it'll work. Like the strategy is less important as the principle. So I started really focusing on copywriting back in like 2012. And I had a mentor that taught me to every day have a few habits that I started doing every day. So every day I started reading for 20, 30 minutes every day. I started listening to audio every day. And for me, like audio took on like a new meaning. And so for what I used to do when I first started listening to audio it was just about the content they were saying. But then what I started to do was actually pick up on the language patterns they were using. And so it was more about me learning how to communicate like the people in the audience. So it'd be me listening to Tony Robbins. Like, how can I speak more like Tony Robbins, or me listening to a Jim Rohn or any other powerful communicator and learning how to speak like that. And when I read books, it's learning how to write like that. And so I really started focusing on that. So I started reading every day, audio every day. I also started writing every day and also doing a video every day. And so every day I was like working on the craft. And I did that for about 8 months straight. And then all of a sudden, and I didn't even start making money right after that 8 months, but back in 2013, I started doubling down on Facebook ads. And so it was like, Facebook ads, I know people are crushing it. I know I can learn this and master it. And so I doubled down on Facebook ads. I took the skills, and all of a sudden I started generating leads. Like for the first time, I had leads coming in. And it's amazing what happens in your business when you have leads.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But isn't it amazing? And I just hold on a second, because I love what you shared there. I loved what you shared about working on your craft. That is a huge takeaway. I just want everyone to pause for a moment and really think about that. The fact that you committed to 8 months, which is no time at all. You know, if you think about going to university or college for a profession or anything like that, you know, you're going to put in 4, 5, 6 years. You're talking about you took 8 months to really hone in and develop your craft, because you knew that once you could develop this skill, then you can apply it to anything, whether you're recording videos, whether you're doing Facebook ads, whether you're writing emails, the craft of being able to communicate a message. That's profound. I think that's incredibly huge. And, you know,
I realize that like the real secret is words. Like all of the money that I make today, every penny, like I'm not out there like doing search on people. I'm not building houses. All of the money I make is just through words, the words that I write in an email or an ad, the words I speak in a video. Like words is kind of the secret.
So it's all about communication. And like you said, whether you're doing a video or whether you're writing an email, it's all about communication. All right, let's talk about, oh man, so many things to talk about here. Let's jump onto Facebook. Let's jump onto Facebook real quick, because I know you've had a lot of success on Facebook. Let's talk about those initial results that you got. This was back in 2013. You're saying you're going into Facebook. Okay. What were some of the things that worked for you? What all of a sudden worked? Was it because you had developed your craft, or was there something unique that you were doing?
Yeah, so, and I actually used the same strategy I was doing in 2013 is the same Facebook ad strategy I'm doing today. And it's a little bit different from what a lot of people are doing. I actually started doing a story ad. And it's kind of crazy how it came to be. So what happened was back in 2013, I wrote this basically a story Facebook post just for my friends, where I was talking about the struggles that I had gone through and the breakthroughs and how I'd finally started generating, like sponsoring people and stuff was starting to work. So I wrote this Facebook post, I posted on my personal profile, and it got like the most likes I'd ever gotten, which was like 20 at the time. And I was like, wow, like that got a lot of likes. And at the same time, I was looking into Facebook ads. I was like, I wonder if I just took this post and posted it as a Facebook ad with just a call to action at the end to watch a video. Like, I wonder what would happen. And it worked. Like that Facebook post ended up getting over like 10,000 likes. It was running for like 3 or 4 months straight, made me like $30,000 or $40,000. And it was just like an idea. And that's still what I do today. So today, and I just published actually my first video Facebook ad today. I know I've seen you've done some video I've never done a video ad until today. But yeah, so I do story ads is essentially what I do, which is instead of like a clickbait type headline, it's more of like a story. Like, here's the pains I've gone through. Here's the turning point. Here's what I've done since then. And then a call to action, essentially.
And so, I mean, you just came up with that idea on your own.
Yeah. Essentially, I knew some people were doing, like within the network marketing company I was in, I knew there was one guy who was doing story posts. And so it was like, yeah, so I just had a post that went semi-viral on my own Facebook feed. I'm like, I wonder if I just started like paying for people to see this, what would happen? And it worked, and it was amazing.
So that's awesome, because that's 2013, and I mean, I'm sure you're well aware of it. But there is a ton of marketers now that are doing these story posts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all this past year, I'm seeing marketers, who make 7 figures online who are doing it, and I teach it to a lot of brand new marketers, because it's one of the easiest and best ways to create engagement, like you said, and be able to actually get people interested in clicking. It's a very safe ad to run as well, because Facebook loves the engagement that you create. There's no heavy pitch or big direct sales kind of techniques in there. You're just really sharing your story, and I've seen it work so well for so many people. And again, we come back to words, we come back to copywriting, right? Yeah. So that's massive. That's huge. So what's working for you right now? Because I know you've promoted a lot of different things. Are you focused on affiliate marketing right now? Have you branched out into other areas? Give us kind of a big picture overview of what your business looks like right now.
Yeah, so in January of this year, I created my first, actually my second info product, essentially, which was kind of like a group coaching program that was called Income on Demand, where I essentially taught Facebook ads and webinars, kind of what I'm doing in my business. And I sold it for $1,000, and actually did pretty well. I sold about $100,000 worth of it in about 3 months. The major kind of problem that I encountered with it was that the deliverable for me was so big, because when you're selling an affiliate product, the deliverable is kind of on like the company that you're selling this affiliate product.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like now they were buying me. And so when they had a question, the question wasn't going to this company, it was coming to me. And so like one morning I had like 100 clients in about 3 months. One morning I woke up and I had 25 messages from 25 clients on Facebook. And I was like, this is too much. And so then I was like, I want to kind of take the same principles, the same sales funnel, the same sales process that I'm using here, and hook that up to a business. So I work with a high ticket affiliate marketing company. Marc Overson's travel product is what I'm selling right now, where I use that same process just to sell someone else's products. So I have less deliverable for me.
So there's that whole, debate, and I've had this debate with several different people now, affiliate marketing, creating your own info products. It seems like I see a lot of marketers take, kind of a similar path, especially network marketing. You get started in network marketing, eventually you come online, you get into affiliate marketing, then you think, man, I should create my own products. You create your own products, you see how much work it is, you go back to affiliate marketing. Is that sort of what you've learned as well? Or where do you see yourself taking your business now, in the next 12 months?
Yeah, so right now, me and my business partner, a guy named Chris Stapleton, we're actually building the funnels for Renaissance, for the company. And so we're kind of heading up the funnels and all of that. So that's really the main focus right now. I might get back into creating my own info products, but yeah, it's 10 times more work for me now. I'm making the same amount of money. And there's a certain glory in having your own product. And I could go hire a bunch of people to handle the messages. But right now my workload is small and I'm making the same kind of money. And so I like that.
See, and that's something interesting to talk about, because, I have that personal experience with running MLSP as well. And one of the reasons I stepped away from MLSP was exactly that. I found myself in a position of running a company that I realized that wasn't where I naturally wanted to be. I didn't want to be running this big company and managing people and all this kind of stuff. I'm not a manager by any stretch of the imagination, but I had to take on that role. And so, I'm in a place right now as well where I'm rebuilding my business, and I'm really trying to design it around my lifestyle and what I want it to look like. So it's interesting that you say that, because you can grow bigger and have all these, hire employees and do all that stuff. Or as an affiliate marketer, you can try to keep it really simple and you're making just as much money doing a lot less work, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, right now, so we do, and I know we'll be showing the funnel here in a little bit. But so I do an application process funnel. So they fill out an application we call. And so really all I have to focus on now is the ad. So generating the lead, and then the funnel kind of does the heavy lifting. Then it's up to me to call and close the lead. So I really only have to generate leads, close leads. I don't have to negotiate with merchant accounts. I don't have to have a bunch of employees working for me and I'm managing managers. I just have to focus on a few small activities, and which is a lot more fun for me.
That's awesome. I want to talk about one more thing because you brought up your partner.
Mm-hmm.
And partners are a big thing in my life as well. Tell me what changed when you partnered up? Is it Chris?
Yeah, Chris Stapleton.
Yeah, so tell me what changed in your business when you partnered up, and how important do you see partnership, in your growth and in your business? What's been different?
Yeah, I think for me, it's a really big thing. It's a really new thing for me just this year. I had done everything alone for the past 3 years. I've been doing about 6 figures since about 2013. And those first 2.5 years of it was literally just me. So I had no employees. It was just me alone. Whereas now I have a partner who does, and there's pros and there's cons. So the big pro is that I get to leverage skill sets that I don't have. So he's very good at like managing people and communities. So he's in the Facebook groups pumping, and I'm more behind. I like the processes. So I like building the sales funnels. He's also very creative. So he does a lot of the graphic design. So I get to leverage other skill sets, things that he's really, really good at that I'm just not that great at or don't have as much interest in as what he does. And then there's also some challenges because there's also things that we disagree on. So like I might have an idea and then he has an idea. And so there's pros and cons. I do think the pros outweigh the cons. And we work really well together. We have different skill sets, and so we have different focuses. So I'm not trying to tell him how to do the graphic design and he's not trying to tell me how to do the funnel. So we work really well together. But yeah, there's definitely challenges that go into it as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've had a lot of experience with different partners as well, and for me, luckily I've had great experiences. I hear horror stories of business partnerships and stuff like that. I've had all great experiences, so I'm a big proponent of partnerships as well. I know they've helped me a lot in my business. All right, let's talk about, you work with so many different clients now over the last few years. What do you see are some of the big challenges that most people are allowing to get in their way of success?
Yeah, that's a great, I think one of the big things is kind of like the learner mode mentality. And we've designed our training now in a way to help people get out of that quicker. So for people to unlock certain versions of the training, they have to actually go generate a certain result. So it's like for them to get the advanced version of the training, they have to go generate their first Facebook lead. And so we are trying, but I think the big problem is that people get in like this learner mode where they're trying to set stuff up and they're learning everything there is to know about Facebook ads. They're buying every Facebook ads course versus going out and just placing a Facebook ad. I think you can learn more in just taking the action, placing the ad, than you can in a lot of courses. And so I think that's a big problem people face, getting really caught up in that. I think that's really the biggest problem that my clients face. Because when they start taking action, then all of a sudden you're getting feedback. And so it's like, hey, I placed this ad, I'm getting leads for $4 or $5. Like, what do I do? And then there's something to actually look at. It's like, well, like here's the problem, your capture page, the button's way below the fold, like if you just move it up or whatever it is. And so then you can kind of take the feedback and you can go and do something with it. Without any feedback, it's impossible to really know what to do.
I was just thinking about that analogy, just thinking about sports. It's like if you were to start playing basketball, and I don't know why I'm choosing basketball, but I am, you could read books and study basketball, but until you take your first shot, there's no way to adjust and get better.
No, right? Like you learn so much from just like logging into ClickFunnels. I think another problem that I see as well, and again, we've tried to build in ways to help people get out of this, but it's so whenever people like are growing up and they have a job, they never really have to be resourceful because their parents kind of help them do everything. They can ask their parents a question, their parents help. And then in school, their teachers. And then in the job world, their boss is kind of telling them what to do. And so in entrepreneurship, there's no one really to tell you what to do. And so you kind of have to be resourceful on your own. So in the beginning, we noticed a lot of questions were coming in that like a 1-second Google search would have solved. You know what I mean? And it would have been way faster. It's like you ask the question, then you're waiting for 12 hours on a response versus just going into Google and typing in, or going to ClickFunnels support or going through their tutorial videos. And so I think a big thing is learning how to learning how to be resourceful, how to use your resources, how to use Google, YouTube, the customer support teams of the software that you're using. I think it's another really big thing.
Huge. Love it.
Yeah.
All right. One last thing.
Cool.
Because you've gotten the chance to work with the Hove, Mr. Marc Hoverson. I'm a big fan as well. Love the man dearly. He's an incredible guy. So let's just chat about Marc Hoverson here for a second. We can tell him we talked about him on the podcast. What has been some of the biggest things that you've learned from Marc? I know I've learned a ton of things from Marc, but share with us, one piece of wisdom that you've taken away from Marc Hoverson.
That's hard. Yeah, Marc. I went through his course in like 2011, MLM Launch Formula. I don't know. I went through that course.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it was amazing. I used some of the templates and I made a little bit of money from that. And I was like, someday I'd like to work with Marc. And then I went to his event back in September and I was like, I'm thinking about moving out to California. I'm thinking about moving. He's like, dude, why don't you move to Arizona? And so I actually moved from Illinois to Arizona, partly to work closer with him to help him with his sales processes for Renaissance and everything. So working with him has been an amazing, amazing honor. I've learned a ton. I've learned a lot about like raising entrepreneurial kids from Marc, which I don't have kids yet. Someday I probably will. I've learned a lot about that. I've learned a lot about respecting people. Like one of the big first things that I saw from Marc. So the very first time we met Marc, we were at like this cigar bar. So we're at the cigar bar and people were flying into the event to like come in and meet everybody. And it was amazing because Marc, like every single person that walked through the door, Marc would like stand up and go give a hug. Like even if it wasn't like a leader, it wasn't like some big deal. It would just be a normal person walking through the door. He would go personally like welcome them in. And so was very humble. And so that really left a big mark on me that it like doesn't matter like what you've done, how big you are, how big people think you are. Like the big thing is being humble and respecting people. As far as marketing goes, one of the big things I've learned from Marc is in executive communication, which is where you speak something or you teach something. And at the end of it, if you know you've done a good job, when there are 0 questions asked. And so like when me and Chris Stapleton first built some of the training on how to use some of the funnels, we had questions coming into the Facebook group. And so Marc called us and was like, what are you guys doing? Like, this is not acceptable. This is not okay for my brand. Like, if you want, like, he's like, if you guys want to stay at 30,000 a month, you can do that. If you want to get to, like, if you want to go bigger to 7 figures, you have to be able to speak clearly where everything is planned and thought out to where after it's delivered, there are no questions asked. You've answered all of the questions within the training. And so he really demands like excellence and near perfection, which is another major thing I've gotten from him.
Man, that is awesome. That's great. Yeah. Great stuff. Great stuff. All right, let's wrap this up. I want you to leave our audience. This has been an amazing interview, by the way, Landon. Really appreciate this. You've given out some absolute gold here. Obviously you've been crafting your skill. You've been in this industry now for, close to,
about 7 years in network marketing, about 6 on internet.
Yeah. I mean, you're going up, you're coming up into veteran status there,
At 25.
I know, at 25. Internet years, that's veteran. Leave our audience with 3 key tips. So we've got people right now that are listening. They want to create a breakthrough in their business, whether they're just getting started, whether they're already getting results, but they want to take it to the next level. We got people right now that are listening. They want to create a breakthrough in the next 30 to 90 days. Give us 3 things to focus on to create that breakthrough. Cool.
So I would say number 1, focus on like the daily thing. So a lot of people, what they do, and I'll compare this to like working out. So like I've been doing P90X like 7 days a week for the past couple of months. And so what a lot of people do when they go get into internet marketing or working out or whatever, is they have like this grand vision of the person they're going to be in like 6 months. So like, I'm going to be so ripped, I'm going to be so amazing. Except then the problem is that like 3 weeks later, they aren't looking like that person. And so they stop. And so I think one of the main things that keeps people consistent, keeps you going for a long time, is instead of looking at like this big payoff you're going to have in the future, look at the payoff you'll actually get that day. And so like whenever I look at working out, whenever I start in the morning, I'm like, today this is going to flush my body of the cortisol, so I'm going to be less stressed. I'm going to get the heart rate up. I'm going to have more energy. My head is going to be clear. And so I see like an instant payoff out of working out that day. And so by seeing like an instant payoff, then it keeps me going for a long period of time to eventually become like this grand person. And so I would say focus on like the daily skills, focus on reading every day, audio every day, like filling your mind with goods, I think is a really, really big thing. I think if you do that, you can really become the person who's deserving of making the kind of income that you'd like to make. So that's the first thing. The second thing is focus on leads. Like we did a webinar for our community the other night, and it's like we see people who think they're like working because they're attending the webinars. They're, you know, they're on Facebook talking to people or whatever, but they're not focused on leads. And leads is really like the thing. And so we teach really Facebook ads and Instagram is kind of our two main cores that we teach. There's a lot of strategies. You can really go, you can do YouTube ads or YouTube videos, whatever you want to do, but focus every day on generating leads, because whenever you have, like for a long time, I was like building sales funnels and I was building team training sites and all this stuff, and I didn't have leads. Like what was I going to teach my team? How to not get leads too? Yeah. And so I didn't like, so having leads covers up a lot of mistakes. Like if your business, everything in your business will be a struggle. Everything will be hard without leads. When you have leads coming in daily, every day, new lead flow, that's when you can start testing new emails. That's when you can start testing videos. That's when everything gets easy. All of a sudden, getting sales is not a hard thing. So I'd focus there. And then the third thing would be like follow up, like mailing the list every day. That's a big thing. Like if I look at, like now our funnels are a little bit better than what they used to be. But back, 2013, almost all of my income came from just emailing my list every day. And so follow up with the leads, make the calls. And I think if you do that, I think if you focus on growing yourself every day, generating leads, following up with leads, you can really get to where you want to go, which I know is like the simplest explanation, but I think also like the biggest.
Absolutely. It's huge. Those are three really good tips. You're talking about, your daily sort of, your daily prep work almost is what you're talking about, and focusing on your daily method of operations. And then you're talking about the two basic things: get leads and follow up with your leads. Yeah.
That's pretty much all I do on a daily basis. So.
Yeah. And if you keep your focus there, and I totally agree with you, Landon, if you were to keep your focus there for the next 30 to 90 days, I don't know how you can't make a breakthrough.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Landon, this was awesome. Really, really good stuff. I was looking forward to this interview. I knew you'd be sharing some goods, and this was golden. I really encourage people to listen to this again. Really make sure you apply what you're learning. So take some of these notes. Whatever you learn here, make sure you apply it into your business. And I'm looking forward to checking out your funnel in the premium interview. You're actually going to be walking us through one of these funnels that are working really well for you. And this is what you do. You build funnels, and you've been focused on Facebook ads and generating leads, and this is what you teach people. So I'm really excited for you to share that with us. Really appreciate that in the premium session. Landon, again, appreciate you being here. This was absolute gold. Thank you again. Really appreciate it. Everyone, I hope you really enjoyed this. Share this with your community. Make sure you comment below. If you, hopefully you don't have any questions. I hope we've answered all of your questions. But if you have questions, post them below. Share this video. Share this interview. Make sure you subscribe as well. And hopefully we'll see you inside of the premium edition, and you'll be able to check out the funnel and the process that Landon is using right now to generate leads, make sales, and grow his business. Landon, thank you again. Everybody, take care. We'll see you in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this week's Playmaker session. If you love the session, subscribe now to our YouTube channel so you never miss our weekly episodes. Be sure to also subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Just type in Online Playmakers in the search bar and click subscribe, and be sure to leave a 5-star review. All of the episodes, show notes, transcripts, resources, and bonuses are available on the blog over at onlineprofitplaybook.com, along with several bonus free tutorials I've created for you as well. Your fast track to results is to follow the Playmakers. You can download their closely guarded playbooks and follow them step by step to grow your influence, build your audience, and create results in your business right now. Head over to onlineprofitplaybook.com and join the Playmakers to get full access today. Thank you again for joining us today, and be sure to tune in next week as we bring you another power-packed session with the top Playmakers online. This is Norbert Orlowitz, signing off.